The music news for the streets, the music news for your beats, the news for the music stuff that you gonna need. We gon' talk about plugins, we gon' talk about gear. If it's news on this music, we gon' talk about it here. Let's go. Welcome to the music news for the streets. I'm your anchor man, Something. Hit the keys. And in today's newscast, we have all kinds of exciting stories from Bitwig. We got some freebies. And our top story, though, comes from me. I just want to say thank you to each and every last one of you guys that watch these videos. I know we as creators say it a lot, but we should say it more often than we do. So I just want to let you guys know that I really appreciate you guys' time and everything that you guys do for this channel. In our second story today, we got a freebie from producer R&B. It's called Signature Light. So when you take a look over here at Signature Light, it is going to look like this. They say that this is geared up for R&B, but in my experiences, I feel like you could use it for R&B, trap. I feel like you could use it for pop. You could probably use it for country. I feel like you could use it for lo-fi. I feel like you could probably use this for any genre. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. So as we look here, we have different kind of synth layers and sample layers that we can edit, which is dope. They're going to give us a bunch of different presets over here. So it's going to be a slimmed down version of the full signature, but you're still going to get a whole lot of different sounds, from the brass sounds to the bell sounds, some keys over here, some leads, some pads, some plugs, some strings, and then they give you some live chops and stuff like that as well. So it's not going to be the full plugin, but again, you can do a whole lot with this plugin. I use one of the presets kind of in this little loop I put together for the video, and it sounds like this. So that's pretty fire. I like how the sound evolves a lot. With this tool, you can start getting up underneath here in these different synth layers. And so you can open these bad boys up. So then with this, you also have a couple of different layers that you can mess with. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this synth layer on, and then we're going to come over here to synth edit. And as you see here, you can start messing around with a couple of different oscillators, and you can mess with their wave shape, which will really change the sound of whatever you are using. So we'll go ahead and mess with that. So you can see immediately it changed that. Let's go ahead and go to a different sound and mess around though, so you guys can get a little different feel of some different sounds. So we'll go ahead and close that, and let's go ahead and go into another key sound, and maybe we'll mess with these light keys. So they sounded like this. So now as we get into these synth layers, as you see here, this mix is going to mix the two oscillators together, but we can change the wave shape and it's going to completely change the sound. So then you have functions down here to where you could like detune it. You can mess with the octave, the panning, and the pulse width. So we'll go ahead and turn this up just a little bit. Sorry, I know that killed some of y'all. I'll also play the little synth lead that I use for this little loop that I put together. So I'll let y'all check that out. So as you can see there, it's a pretty solid little synth lead. It sounds like anything that can go in R&B or really any kind of genre. So I would recommend checking that out. As you guys know, I will leave all that below in the description. And the second story I have for you guys today comes from Full Bucket Music. They've just released a free synthesizer for us. It's called BucketOne. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So as we look here, they describe BucketOne as a software synthesizer. It's basically simulating the classic Krumer Bit 0199 synthesizers from 1985. So it's going to have that old vintage sound. It's going to have that old vintage feel. It is written in native C++, and as you see here, it's as close to the simulation as you can get, they say. It's got a visual sound editor, up to 64 voices of polyphony, including split and double mode, 2 different oscillators with 3 waveforms, triangle, sawtooth, and pulse, additional white noise generator, classic self-resonating 4-pole low-pass filter, individual envelopes for VCF and VCA, so on and so forth. You guys can read the rest of this. But let's go ahead and pull FL Studio up and check it out.
So as we look here, this is what it's going to look like when you open up the plugin initially. You can browse through sounds like this. It's got a whole bunch of different sounds here for you. So as you see, I believe it has like 80 something presets. I could be wrong though. It actually has 90 presets. Well, that's close. I was off a little bit. But we'll go ahead and check this out. I use this flute sound in the beat, and it sounds like this. Now you can get a lot of control over this plugin. So as you look here, you can come over here to the edit menu, and then you can mess with your different LFOs. You can split up your voices. It's got VCF, DCO, DCO2. And then it's just got a lot of control. Look, I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I ain't mess with this too much because I just downloaded it, but I wanted to bring it to the channel because Full Bucket Music sincerely does make great free emulations for us. So if you're looking for that 80 sound, you can get it right here. We'll listen to a couple of the presets. Again, all these presets though are gonna sound old school. So let's go ahead, just pick some at random. What's this Kodo sound like? So as you guys can tell, it's just got a bunch of old school sounding stuff in there. If you just add some effects and some stuff like that, you can get some of these sounds to sound really good. In breaking news, so it looks like Bitwig has announced that Bitwig 5 is now officially released. The new version comes with 5 different MSEGs, new capabilities for the clip launcher, an overhaul to the browsers, and upgrades to the entire modulation system, such as the ability to control track and project level parameters and to expand modulators with pop-out windows. So it looks like they're doing a lot here to make Bitwig a little more fire. Let's take a little deeper look at it. So currently it looks like Bitwig is going to offer 3 different versions of Bitwig 5. And if you do pay for the upgrade payment plan and all that good stuff, you'll be able to get it for free. But it looks like right here, they're telling us Bitwig Studio Essentials is gonna be $79. Looks like Bitwig Studio Producer is gonna be $149, and Bitwig Studio is gonna be $299. So it looks like they're having initial sales where it's 20 off the Essentials. It looks like it's 50 off the Producer and 100 off the Studio. So if you're looking to get into Bitwig, or if you already have Bitwig, go get your updates. And up next for you guys, I got another story coming from Zounds. It's a great deal. If you don't know about Zounds, let me tell you about Zounds. Zounds is a great place for musicians to get gear because if you don't have the best credit, you might be eligible for no credit check. And really you're eligible for no credit check as long as you don't go above a certain limit. So right now, currently at Zounds, I've talked about this 2 weeks ago, but it's only on sale for a couple more days. They got this gem right here on sale, this Roland SP404. Let's take a look at it real quick. So when we're over here looking at the SP404, it's currently on sale right now for $499, as you guys can see here. And with this too, you can get this with no credit check. So you can set up 6 payments at $83.33, or you can set up 4 payments of $125, and boom, you can get yourself an SP404. I'm thinking about maybe making a video about this sometime this week and showing you guys how I actually use this, because I'm not gonna hold y'all. I don't really do a lot of making beats in the SP404, but I use it as a controller, and I use all the effects, and I use a lot of stuff when I'm making beats and I'm sending the beats into the computer. I send my synths and all kinds of stuff through this so that I can use all the effects of the SP404 and make it sound good. So I'll go ahead and leave this below in the description. Normally it's $559, but it is $60 off right now, so that's a great deal on the SP404. Might be the time to get into that. The next story I have for you guys today is another freebie. It comes from Ronan Fed, and it's called Air. So when we take a look over here at Air, Air is a reverb plugin. What makes this special from other reverb plugins? Well, it's free, obviously, and it's got this cool detune feature, and it's got this color, so you can add a little more color. And obviously it's got stereo separation. Most reverbs have that, but it does have that here as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this off for 1 second. And remember how I told you guys that you can make that BucketOne sound good with some effects? Well, here's what the flute sounded like before I threw air verb on there. Super dry. By just throwing Ronin Fed on there though, I got it to sound like this. And so that detune is kind of adding like a little wobble effect, you know what I'm saying? So it's making it kind of wobbly there. But let's go ahead and turn this color up real quick. But it's a nice sounding reverb, you know, it gets that stereo effect, it's got decay and all this other stuff. I also threw it on a vocal chop because y'all know how I do. So let's go ahead and pull this up and hear what it sounded like on that vocal chop. So boom, bam. Let's turn this off, and this is what the vocal chop sounded like initially. Going too fast. All right, so that's what the vocal chop sounds like with no other effects on there. Now let's go ahead and throw this air on there and see what it sounds like. Going too fast. Going too fast. So it's not a bad reverb at all. I would definitely recommend checking this out if you need a good reverb. This one will probably get the job for you. Get it done on whatever you use it on. Make sure you guys stick with me for a couple of moments because I have one more freebie for you guys and you might not want to miss this one. But our next story is I have a few deals from Plugin Boutique that I wanted to bring to you guys today. So let's look at our first deal. Our first deal comes from SSL. So as we look here, SSL is currently offering the native bus compressor too. So this is a solid compressor, guys. I'm not even joking. Typically it runs for $329, but currently it is on sale for $29.99. So if you've ever been looking to try to get into SSL stuff, or you kind of wanted to see what they're about, now might be the time to take a try. Because again, this compressor is very fire. I have it, I use it. I don't use it on every track, but I do use it often, and it is a fire compressor. The next deal that I have for you guys today comes from UJAM. Y'all already know I mess with UJAM on the channel. They make good instruments. With this though, they have a bunch of different sales. So as you see here, they have some stuff up to 75% off. You know, UJAM stuff typically gonna cost you about $100 to $199. So if you can come over here and grab like Finisher Neo or something like this for $25, it's a great deal. Glory's on sale for $19. You can get the full bundle of UJAM stuff right now for 63% off, and it's $799. But as we continue to look here, you have just different bundles that you can go through. Different things. I've done so many reviews on so much of the stuff. The Finisher bundle is fire because when you're looking into this Finisher bundle, it is just a bunch of Finisher effects. So you're gonna get 6 different effects or 7 different effects, and you're gonna get that for $174. You just can't beat that from UJAM. UJAM typically doesn't offer that. So as you see, as I'm scrolling through, you're gonna get all their effects. Micro was free, so that's why I said 6 initially. But I would definitely come over here and check out the UJAM deals because they got some fire deals right now. And the last deal I have for you guys today comes from Sonics. Sonics is also running some deals, so you can get the Oxford Inflator right now for 75% off. That's one of the best limiters out there. But you can check out the rest of their stuff and you can get a bunch of Sonic stuff on sale too. As you can see, I continue to scroll, I'm scrolling, and everything is at least 49% off. And the last story I have for you guys today, it comes from Analog Obsessions. It looks like they just updated Colin, one of their old limiters, and now it's a multi-band limiter, and this thing is kind of fire. Let's go ahead and hop into FL Studio and check this thing out. So as we look here at the plugin, it is going to look like this. So you have basically your low, you have your medium, you have your high, and it splits the frequencies in different channels so that you can just limit whatever it is that you want to limit in your mix, right? So that's fire. So we're gonna go ahead and just play this beat. All right, so that's the little sample beat I put together for you guys. Keep in mind, it's not all the way mixed down. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play it and then I'm going to turn on this limiter and you're gonna hear the difference. And then I'm gonna mess with the dials just a little bit so that you guys can see what they sound like as well. So let's go ahead and start. So you can hear there automatically all the extra high-end presence that it's giving this beat, because I messed with this a little bit, but I'm gonna exaggerate this just so that you guys can hear what it's gonna do to each band. The goal for this isn't necessarily to make the perfect mix, but it's to show you that you can affect different bands and you can get different sounds. So you can get more clarity out of your mids, more clarity out of your highs, and you can define your bass a little bit better. So let's go ahead and turn this on. We're gonna go ahead and start here with the highs. So you hear how it made the highs a little more crispy. It might have made them a little bit too high, but that's just because I pushed it and I wasn't trying to necessarily dial in. Now we'll go back to the mids. Not going through all the controls, but I'm just trying to give you guys basically a basic understanding or idea of what this is gonna do. Also down here, they have resampling as well too. So you can turn on resample or oversampling and mess with that as much as you want. So now we'll go ahead and check out the lows too. So this is definitely a free tool. I recommend everybody pick up because this is nice. And if you're just making a beat real quick and you just want to kind of quickly, you know what I'm saying, change up the way the highs are sitting in your mix versus the mids or the lows, you can use this. Just don't go too hard because you can easily destroy your beat with this. So that's what I got for you guys today. Make sure if you guys like this content, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Signing off as your anchor man, something, hit the keys. Until next time, peace.
Some, hit the key.